Let me make a turn for this recording. This is recording content for the week 11. Okay. So last week we mentioned about your biggest job is to work on your final project. Okay. Let's check out our semester grade first. Okay. And remember the B represented the bonus right here. Okay. You see the screen. So next week, I will not write down the bonus 2. I will write down the B2. That means because in the future, you will go to work, right? And the first time I give 5 more minutes. So today is 20 minutes. But next time, only have 15 minutes. So for example, my wife, she's a pharmacist. So she works in a hospital. If she's late, normally like 10 years ago, they will fine her if she late, $2,000 NT. That's a lot, right? But right now they change it just $500 because 2,000 is too much. So right now for next 5 weeks, so we will from now on is week 11. 12 to the week 15 because we end up on the week 16. So we have 5 bonus. So our total score is 105, not 100. Okay, and but remember if after 13, 11, it's no bonus today. Okay, so you guys, girls, this girl are lucky. Okay, you got a bonus. So for example, the 1339, 1334, 139, 1324 is G9, right? G9 got how many members? 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 3. Okay. So if all your members are here, your final project had a bright future, right? If only, for example, the star is not here, right? Member is right here. It's not a bright future. Maybe it's, the future have a lot of stumbling block, right? Stumbling block. Okay, so for example, 1339, 1324, right here. Congratulations, you got a bonus. Normally, the semester grade is 51, right? So you got today's week 11. You got become a 51, okay? 51. And today, that's color is like light green, okay, light green. So let's change the bonus 1 to the light green. Light green, okay. So, but I need to change the let's see, remember that this slot is very usable, okay. So we already up to week 11, right? Week 11, but this is a semester grade, so you got your ID, so I will erase it, okay? After I post it, I will erase it, okay? So today is already 19, okay? Time goes by so fast, okay? And maybe up to the 13:30. Okay, so this is the AW3 chapter 0 starting this week. Okay, I mentioned about 20 questions, and it's somewhere, it's already here. Okay, and remember it's open, not the 3 o'clock, it's 4 p.m. Okay, not the 3, it's 4. Okay, so it's 16. 4 p.m. If you listen my review, congratulations. I think you can at least get 80 points. Okay, 15 points right here. You know how to, if it's an entitled case, you write down this one. If you write down the confirmatory, C is the cap, right? Factor is cap. But analysis, you write down as the small a. I'm sorry, no points for this one. Understand? That is the same thing for structure, equation. If you write down structure, equation, and you write down modeling, small, I'm sorry, no point. Okay, understand? You say, hey, I write down the 2 is right, why you didn't give me the question? Because in the bracket, I give instruction in title case. Okay, in title case. So understand APA, right? If you write down A is right, P is right, but you write down small a, association, I'm sorry, it's not right. So you lost the 15 points, okay? And be selfish, okay? Be selfish. Why selfish? Because that's your school, right? That's your school. Maybe you know in the future you don't have a scholarship, you know. If you put your effort, you give all the answers right, give somebody's answer, they just fill out the answer. Let's take advantage from you, right? So, like I say, I mean, it's honesty is the best policy, right? And don't and remember only one attempts, okay? One attempts, only one, because after midterm you are grown man, right? After midterm you are grown man, so you are mature man, okay? So you can deal with everything, okay? But I think somebody is still in a baby, right? They didn't appear right now. They are not grown men, baby. They are late, right? The more late people, they are more like a baby, you know. Right? Okay. And remember today, okay, 4 p.m. Okay, up to the December 2. Okay, so we only have 5 weeks for your final project. So that will be like 11, week 12, week 13, 14, 15, right? Turn in the final project here. Okay, December 17. That's the birthday for my wife. Okay, do you remember the birthday of your parents, girlfriend, boyfriend? No? You say, I have a lot of boyfriend, girlfriend. I don't remember. Let's see. That's a semester grade, okay? So, only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people got a bonus today, right? So the other they have to write down in the middle, okay? So let's suppose I should give you more time to work on your final project, okay? And this is remind you have used SPSS, Smart POS analysis, PPT, Camtasia, etc. Okay, and week 16 is December 17. It's easy for me to remember, right? That's my wife's birthday. So you only have 5 weeks left, okay? And this is the last time I choose from slide score, okay? Actually, it's less than a week I finished, okay? But actually, work time is less than 3 hours. Maybe less than 3 hours, because I asked a co-pilot. Okay, if you want to use like a AI chatbot, you just can type it. Or in our school, they have if you go to the Moodle, they have a lot of tools. Okay, so I asked a co-pilot a lot. Okay, co-pilot. Copilot. Yeah, that's the correct pronunciation. Copilot, okay. So any question you can ask Copilot here, okay. And it's a very useful, okay. So I will present my topic, okay. It's on this Saturday, right? And I check out the agenda, okay. Agenda, they only give a presenter like 10 minutes. So in reference, I told you one page is like 30 seconds, okay. So I did it like 29 pages right here, okay. So you can remember last week I just started to make this one, right? Right now it's a finish, okay. Let's go through it. And this is a very good pattern for your final project. Understand? Okay? If you are group leader, you can follow my pattern right here. Okay? And yeah, the co-pilot tell me don't put a lot of words like this one. So they talk about research motivation. They told me just list as the three motives, okay? The first one, second one, and third one. Otherwise, if your English is not good, you will read like this one. They start the ends to examine the construct validity, like an AI, right? So if you read through this part, it's already 5 minutes. Okay, so but in my way, I give a hint. It's like a yellow color. So I will not mention the whole thing. I will mention about maybe focus on the yellow color words. Okay, and the color research purpose. Okay, and the methodology just simply listed. Okay, so I listed like 848, okay, across years, across two countries. Okay, I didn't include in the Vietnamese samples. That's another conference. You can see my demo, right? Last week I put the teacher demo. This is called Conference 1. Conference 2 is on December, but it's in Chinese, okay? But right now maybe language is not a problem. If you know how to use the Copilot, like a AI chatbot, okay? And this is second edition MI scale, multiple intelligence scale. The first edition is I developed it, okay? So it's like a 2005 or 2006. So this is called a second edition, okay? And core analysis like a frequency, EFA, right? Factor analysis, smart POS, I already told you, right? So that's the reason I ask first, how many days you have for your smart POS? Remember to get the result first. Otherwise, if the smart POS is due, you get nothing picture. Okay, you will not get like a CFA, SEN. Okay, so if you can get the picture today and put in your group like a G1, G2. Last time you already put your SPSS, right? So today you can move on. The thing is, you know what? The thing is, you don't have nothing and you want to do the final project. You have nothing to post it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, if you got a CFA, don't worry about it. Let me show you the results right here. Because I only have 10 minutes and you have 15 minutes. Okay, 5 more minutes. So you got more time than me. So you can give but remember, for results is very important for this class. So if you have give like a percentage, let me remind you, the results need to have 80%. At least is a 60%. Okay, 80% is fair. Okay, you see how many analysis I told you. Let's review it. The first one called the frequency, right? And descriptive statistics. And remember, that will be a question for your AW3, okay? Like a male 50%, female 50%. That's called what? It's a frequency or it's a descriptive. It's called a frequency, right? And for the Likert type scale, right? And you have make a note, okay? Make a note. I'm not sure I mentioned it or not, but in my book on chapter 0, they have write it down like in Chinese. Remember for Likert type scale, okay? For international, the most famous is 6. 6. Not the 4, not the 7. Okay, remember this answer? 6. 6. Okay, the most used Likert type scale is 6. Vietnamese is 6 is like this one. Or this one, 6. In Chinese is this one, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But Vietnamese is 6. Okay. So the 20 question, they have a one question. Will ask you what's the international most used numbers for Likert type scale. Remember 6, not the 4, not the 8, not the 7. It's an even number. Okay. The reason is if you get the odd number, the deficit is like 2. But for the even numbers, okay, the deficit is 1. Okay, 1. So it's disagree and agree. For the odd number, 1, 3, 5, 7 is called odd number. The deficit is like 2. But for the even number, okay, for even number, you don't have a choice for in between. Either disagree or either agree. So remember, the even number is most used for Likert type scale, and the most used is the 6. Okay, no, 6, 6, 6. Chinese 6. Okay, so 15 points, 6, 20 points. Okay, and remember chapter 1 to 6. References is sometimes not called a chapter 6. Okay, remember chapter 1 called the introduction, chapter 2 called the literature reviews. Okay, so forth. So let's resolve for which one is winner. Okay, so AI, especially for logical mathematics, is like 80%. Okay, that's based on the 800 samples. Okay, so AI will be the winner on linguistic, logical mathematics, special. Actually, this is a traditional IQ test. Okay, IQ test. And for HI, called human intelligence. Okay, HI is stronger on the musical to the spiritual. Okay, and we will have a list question for you. Okay, that's in the future. Okay, and this is a drawn by Copilot. Okay, it's a very good picture right here. So you can see the gray one is called AI. Okay, so it's more percentage. Okay. That's a number, that's a picture. So a picture is better than 1,000 words, right? That's an old saying. A picture is better than 1,000 words. Okay? So the 3 is good right here. Okay? So jump to the conclusion. Remember this is a chapter 5. Okay? 1 and 2. And This is called a descriptive statistic and Chrome-based alpha. Okay, so I already mentioned it is a very good pattern for your final project. So Chrome-based alpha is right here, right here. Okay, so it's a very good. Okay, very good. It's like a 100%, but you know the scale is more than 0.9. So Chrome-based alpha is very good. Okay, and this color means standard deviation, skewness, kurtosis. All is about the descriptive statistics. Okay, you can analyze this one on the SPSS, right? It's back to a long time. Okay, long time. And this is called the Pearson correlation coefficient. Okay. And one of question for AW3. Remember, they both have correlation coefficient. Is under the regression analysis. Okay, regression analysis. One is on the SEN. Okay. I think I give you good review for the AW3. Okay, remember it's under regression analysis and structural equation modeling. Okay, this is a factor analysis. Okay, so you learn the factor analysis, right? So remember they have 5 issues, very important. Okay. One called a bodily test of sphericity, okay, and KMO, okay, KMO greater than 0.9 is very good, okay, and for this result available to vector ratio was A versus 1, okay, but standard is the 3 versus 1, so A versus 1 is very good, okay. More than 200 is called a big sample. So N is equals 848 is very good. Okay. And the factor abstraction produce the A factors. Okay. And total explaining 80.41%. Okay. Out of 100. That also very good. Normally in the theory, greater than 60% is very good. Okay, so the use PCA with a very max rotation. Okay, I think I told you before. So the up to the 80.41% is very good. Okay, and this is the rotation. 80.41 is right here. Okay, and this is this called a lambda right here. Okay, called a factor loading. So more than 0.4, you can give a factor naming. Okay, factor naming. Okay, so lambda greater than 0.7, they can be a very good naming. Okay, so this is called a factor 6. Okay, and can you guess the factor 6 is what kind of intelligence? Sorry, it's right here. Right here. Factor 6. Recognize Jones and the little styles, right? Get the main ideas from the text. So the code is L3 to L8, okay? So they call it linguistic, okay? Linguistic, okay? And the FA is right here, okay? Get the high grades in mathematics and solve problems that involve mathematical operations. So factor A is called a logical mathematical intelligence. Okay. So factor analysis I already told you, right? So you have to pick it up. Okay, pick it up. So spatial for F2. Okay. And musical for the F3. Okay, so play a musical instruments as soloists, right? Okay, and F7 color interpersonal, right? F5 is called a bodily kinesthetic intelligence, okay? Right here. Okay? Factor naming. And intrapersonal, okay? Factor 1. Naturalistic, F4, okay? 4 right here, F4, okay? So you can follow my pattern. That's a very good analysis result, okay, for factor analysis. And this is a smart POS. So focus on the quality criterion, right? And you did the two methods for algorithm, right? Bootstrapping, okay? I'm just checking the spelling, okay? Bootstrapping, that's very good. And the path coefficient significance, okay? And so, do you remember you draw this is called SEM, right? SEM, okay? And they have a cross right here. That means the circle is height. So it's called a higher order SEM, okay? Higher order, okay? So adjusted R square is very good because it's a green color, okay? Very good. And the path coefficient significant results, and O is 3 stars, okay? 3 stars. Do you remember P less than 0.05 is a 1 star, right? 0.001, 2 star. 0.005, 3 star. So less than 0.005. So they have 3 stars. So in explanation, O is significance. Yes, okay, yes. So you can follow my pattern right here. Okay, so this is a very good modeling. Okay, good modeling right here. Okay, actually they got the lambda right here. They got a p-value here. Okay, but if you give a table explanation, that will be very good. Okay, you can follow my pattern here. Okay, and that's actually kind of like a conclusions. Okay. And this is called a quality criterion, called F square, okay? F square is the this is outside, this is inside. So they have termed like a exogenous variable, okay? This is called endogenous variable. So outside influence inside. They have a standard right here, okay? So F square is like an effect size. So if between 0.02 to 0.15, they call the weak, okay? 0.15 to the 0.35 is called a moderate, okay? If greater than 0.35, called a strong, okay? So all the F square right here is a strong. That means the MIS toward the A intelligence are strong. The relationships are strong. Okay. Then one head error is called the relationship. Okay. And the other criteria like quant-based alpha, reliability, validity like a CR and the AFE, that's a standard right here. Okay. So every number is above the standard, so it's very good. Okay. Also, you can follow my pattern here. Okay. And this is called a discriminant validity, that based on the HTMT. Okay. Normally the HTMT is loosened one is 0.85. Okay. But strict standard is, I'm sorry, is vice versa. So, strict standard is 0.85. Okay, loosened one is 1. HTMT equals 1. So as you can see right here, all, almost every numbers less than 0.85. So the discriminant validity is very good. Okay, so they have no discrimination. Okay, so you can say the discriminant validity is good. Okay, or you can say they have a discriminant validity. Okay. And for the model selection criteria, we're based on the BIC. Okay, BIC is called a Bayesian information criteria. Remember, the lower value indicates the greater predictive power. Okay, so let me ask a quick question: which one is the greatest predictive power? Which intelligence? Based on the BIC, lower value indicates the greater predictive power. Which one? This one, right? This is the smallest number. Okay, so the interpersonal. Okay, interpersonal intelligence is the greatest. Okay, predictive power in my study. Okay, interpersonal intelligence. That means how do you treat with somebody else? Okay, call it interpersonal. Okay, that's a conclusion suggestion. Actually, you can ask a Copilot to help you. Okay, you can put your whole manuscript into the Copilot. They will give you like some maybe 1 to 3 conclusion and some suggestions. Okay. And that's my interaction model for the future study. Okay, now that's a new one. Okay, so they will have a human intelligence and artificial intelligence and multiple intelligence. They have an interaction model. Okay, that's another one. Okay, so based on my study. Okay, it's can provide it for the future study. Thank you. Okay, so I leave a email right here. Okay, so this one can be your pattern for your final project. Okay, so I put here. Okay, and also the recorded right here, but I recorded like 30 minutes. Okay, this is my demo here. Okay, so you can check out my demo. This is a conference one. Okay, so I upgrade. Okay, if I have some upgrade, I will put right here. Okay, this is for the December. Okay, December. So called conference 2. Okay, so right now maybe you have to check out my demo. Okay, and also I recorded the course abstraction right here. And maybe you need more discussion, group gather together to work on your final project. Okay, and if you have any question, you can ask me. Right. So today we have a beautiful time. You like at least 1.5 hours, right? 1.5 hours to work on your final project. Okay. And you know how many weeks you have? 5.